Perhaps it was a stroke of luck that you were robbed of all your belongings and stripped half naked. All that silver and your sword would have been a terrible hindrance in the water, perhaps even your death. As it is, your trouser was slowing you down. The shouting and splashing water continue from behind. The water ahead is still churning wildly. You wonder where Melith is. You hope she can't use those appendages to swim faster. Holy shit. Yeah, I mean, maybe. Yeah, maybe she can, considering jellyfishes do it. No, jellyfishes don't really use their fucking tentacles to swim faster. Squids do. Yeah, I think squids do. Mayhaps. I'm not sure exactly. They do form a little bit of like a umbrella sort of thing underneath them, which looks like they're swimming using that. But maybe tentacles also help. I do believe tentacles also help. Because they do move when they swim forward. Your fingers touch stone. Soon you're out of the water, running up the stairway. Egra, help, you say. At least show me the way out. There's no trace of a presence. With Egra withdrawn, you could probably will yourself to take the amulet off. No doubt, if you were wise, you would throw the amulet back down into the pool below and be done with it. Of course, you have never been the one to throw precious jewels away, and you must admit you have developed some affection for it. An unhealthy and ill-advised affection, no doubt. You have suffered these before, but those were flesh and blood women. I think if I even had an option to do this, because they're obviously not going to give us an option because they won't be able to move the story forward, I would not do it, because I think with Ironova around, which is now we know that she's quite hostile towards us. She's not really hostile towards us. She did trick us, which might have gotten us killed, but this way we still can't fight against her. But Egra is the only chance we have of even surviving her at this point, so I think it's best we don't push it too much. So let's take the amulet with us. We can't really throw it away anyhow. You sprint through her. I thought you spirit. You sprint through the doorway at the top of the stairs and down a hall. Tremor shoots through the ground, not enough to lose your footing, but enough to send clouds of dust down from the ceiling. In the dim light of torches ensconced along the wall, you catch glimpses of small creatures bounding ahead, alternating between running upright on all fours. Judging by the slimy, clawed footprints it is leaving behind, you suppose it's one of the skags. You wonder if it is trying to escape this temple before it collapses. Maybe it knows the way out of here, you wonder. But if Scrags were summoned by Egra or her father, wouldn't these demons be strangers to this place? At the very least, the enormous hooked nose of the beast must bestow a powerful sense of smell. Maybe it is sniffing a way out. You just hope it isn't leading you to more of its favorite food, enemy's crotches. Enemy crotches, okay. The scrag is fast and soon you lose sight of it. However, you're easily able to follow its slimy footprints. You really have no reason to think it knows the way out, or that it's even trying to get out, but you have no better ideas. Where is Bonebrow, you wonder? You lost track of him in the earlier chaos. You mouth a quick prayer to Tichus, the god of luck, for him. Likely the monster drowned him, or one of the priests ripped his throat out, or one of those cloaked thugs bashed his brain in. So many ways to die back there, you think. You follow the prince for several long passages through rooms and alternate passages. Okay. Several long seconds, not passages, okay. Yeah, okay, so that what it was. When we were, it had given the option of searching for Bonebrow. I thought because Bonebrow went ahead of us, we're trying to find him so that we can also follow him to get out of here. The searching for Bonebrow there meant that we were hoping that he did not die. We're trying to search for him so that he can come out with us, is the whole point. You're so focused on the floor and for any enemies ahead that you didn't notice much about the temple around you until you emerge into a large chamber. Bathed in a flickering red light, the tremor has stopped, and so you're able to hear a scraping sound. You spot the scrag climbing a wall of the chamber, his claws finding purchase on the rough-hewn wall. In the center of the platform is a large statue on the stone platform. The statue is a woman, yet you only know she is a woman from her face and nude chest. Massive stone tentacles are in place of her arms and legs, so she's Cthulhu female version. She's lifted off the... Oh wait, she's not Cthulhu female version, she's Guinevere. Yeah, I think it's Guinevere. Fucking hell. I mean, well, Guinevere doesn't really have breasts, but still. Tentacles that form a sort of dome inside of which burns an unnaturally blood red fire. Oh shit, it's essence fire. I have seen these in cultivation stories. These are essence fires. They're essentially like a really weird form of fire that doesn't necessarily consume normal fuel to burn. They use ki to burn, in which case they can become hotter and colder as you please. And obviously different essence fires have different temperature ranges, and sometimes if you set someone on fire, they don't go out like napalm. You could say they're like napalm, I guess. They still burn underneath the water. They're usually used for alchemic purposes, or I mean, you're making for alchemic pills. Alchemists use them, or sometimes weapon creators, blacksmiths and stuff make them, use them for artifact making and stuff. But other than that, I don't know much use for it. Yeah, I mean, that's all the use for it. A blood red fire. You suppose this is the image of Thog. You would expect the statue to be black from soot, yet the white marble is unblemished. As you jog in closer, you see that this round platform is an island with a dark pit surrounding it. Oh, okay. The chasm between the floor you're standing on and the pedestal is about 3 meters wide. A cold breeze blows up out of it, making the flames of the crimson fire thrash. The eyes of Throg's likeness are inlaid in red rubies. Other precious stones of various colors decorate her neck and chest in the pattern of mysterious runes like statues. Sadly, you have nothing to pry the gems loose with. Your trusty dagger, the short sword from the goblin, all gone. Heavy footsteps echo from the open doorway at the opposite side of the chamber. Someone is approaching from that hall. With no weapon, you decide fighting is not an option. You certainly don't want to run back the way you came. There are columns along the wall of this room, about 20 meters away. You could sprint over and hide behind one. Another alternative is to take a running leap onto the platform, hide behind the statue of Thog. Finally, you could prostrate yourself before the statue and hope this somehow works in your favor for whatever owns those footfalls. That might be Bonebrow, so let's hide behind the column. You decide nothing good can come off snuggling up to the statue of an evil goddess, much less pretending to worship it. You sprint across the white chamber and press your back against the wall as though trying to paint the stone with your body. Okay, the column is next to you, so you can only see the side of the chamber you came in. Sound of footsteps get louder. Soon you can tell by the echo that more than one creature is now in the chamber. However, you can't see them from behind the column. The footsteps suddenly stop. A moment later, a hissing sound of breathing begins. Oh shit, they're trying to figure out where we are using smell, I guess. Against your better judgment, you sneak a peek around the column. Two cloaked figures stand near the center of the chamber, to the side of the statue of Thog. You cannot see their faces under the cowl. They stand motionless except for their chest rising and falling as though taking deep breaths. You spot movement above. The scrag is high above, crawling upside down along a wooden ceiling rafter. It is doing this surprisingly quietly, appears to be making its way over to the cloaked men. A shaft of flesh? That sounds sexual. A shaft of flesh emerges out from the cloak of one of the cloaked men. Okay, that definitely sounds sexual. A shaft of flesh emerges out from the cowl of one of the cloaked men. The little girl screams in terror. Okay, that's funny. A tongue, you wonder. Tasting for me? The flesh is too long and thick for a human tongue, yet its proximity to the faces leaves you no other explanations. What do? Call to them. Is that why the priestesses keep you around? Holy shit, that's funny. Call to them. Is that why the priestesses keep you around? You know what? Against my better judgment, and considering how much life I will lose out of this, that's way too funny. I can't resist that. I cannot resist that. Call to them. Is that why the priestesses keep you around? Look at that tongue though. You got some great cunnilingus game. Oh, that's way too funny. Terrible choice. That was terrible. Never do that. Here is some luck anyway. You may want to use it to redo this choice. Yes, certainly. My life may cut short, but it will be a life fit for the bard's tale you tell yourself. Is that why the priestess keep you around? You call out to them. As though of one mind, the two cowls whip to face you. In the flickering red light from the nearby fire, you can see their faces. No eyes or eye sockets, only toothless mouth, but enormous tongues strike outwards like snakes. I dare say I envy you both, you say with a smile. They pause for a second, they charge towards you. I love the fact that they paused for a second. You run. Life decreases 3. The cloaked tongued creature surprisingly fast. You thought that The billowing cloaks would slow them down. You have not even made it to the exit of the chamber before you hear the unmistakable sound of their footsteps overtaking you. You spin around just in time to dodge a swipe of a metal claw, evidently both armor and weapon. The other one slams you in the side with a mace. The next thing you know, you're on the floor in pain. It was a glancing blow, but you will be lucky if no ribs are cracked. One of them reaches towards your chest. His tongue whips from side to side. You have a strong impression he's going for your amulet. Just then there's a boom. The ground shakes and up comes a cloud of dust and gore where the man had been standing. There's a large block of stone on top of his body. The other creature looks up as the scrag you saw earlier lands on him with a slab of flesh against flesh, slamming the cloaked figure to the floor. If the scrag was injured by the impact of what must have been a 20-meter fall, it does not show it. Rather, it claws and bites at the face of its prey, which shrieks in glee. The mace is on the floor. You grab it and smash it down on the torso of the cloaked figure, realizing that the stone slamming down from above likely alerted the whole temple to where you are. You run towards the opposite of the chamber. Hopefully this is the way out of this place. I'm forming a lot of saliva in my mouth. That's why I'm constantly having to stop again and again, because I'm fucking up the words because there's too much saliva in my mouth. This is fucking weird. It's not like I'm eating anything or there's like wafting smell of something delicious. I don't know why I'm forming this much saliva. But regardless, as you sprint through the chambers, you hear the clicking of claws behind. You turn to see the scrag coming at you, closing in fast. His entire body is smeared in blood. As it comes closer, it leaps up at you, its long claws out. I don't think it's trying to attack me. I don't really want to catch it though. Could probably fuck up my face. I'm gonna yell at him to stop. Yep, that's not a bad idea. Stop, you shout. But even if the little demon could understand the common tongue and chose to obey, it's already in the air. The creatures land on your bare chest, grappling you with his claw, ripping into your flesh. You shout, maneuvers onto your back painfully. You grab one of the arms of the little beast and are about to pull it off when it says ride in a snarling, rasping snarl. Run, escape, stop cutting me, you shout. Warm blood is flowing down your shoulders and now your stomach and now your shoulders. The little monsters pull the points of his claw up, making its embrace a little less agonizing. Without knowing what else to do, you let the beast piggyback you as you run. I should have caught him, fucking hell. With the beast on your back, you run out of the chambers and down a hall, which immediately branches off into two directions. Which way, you ask the creature. It only hisses near your ear. God's your breath, you say, like sour eggs mixed with rotten flesh. You pick the left. Last time we went left, that went horribly, but regardless. You pick left and hoping that if the beast knows any better, it will somehow let you know. Behind there is a roar, like the sound of a massive forge, alive and angry, along with chorus of what sounds like possibly a small army of scrags. Escape, rasps the scrag on your back. No need to remind me, you think to yourself. Your eyes are tearing up from the breath of the little monster. Heavy, you say, wheezing as you run off. Get off. The creature either doesn't understand you or is ignoring you. Probably the latter. You don't dare to try to pull it off your back because it will likely claw you in the process, and also I have one life, so if it does claw me, I'm dead. I highly doubt there would be any. Yeah, I have favor. I could probably use favor at this point, but I don't know what else to do. You slow your pace down to a jog, both to pace yourself and to give this little demon the hint that escape would be faster if without the free ride. Doors open the end of the hall about 10 meters ahead. The sight of billowing dark cloaks, the clack of boots make your heart sink. Another tug of thog, you think. He rushes towards you. The cowl falls back, revealing a bald head covered in angry red scabs. This one has no eyes. They are huge. This one has eyes. Okay, they are huge and dark with no eyebrows. He extends out his metal claw. You still have a mace from the earlier Thog minion. Okay, you have the mace from the earlier Thog minion. It's written very weirdly. You feel the scrag on your back tense up. What do you do?